Hi, I'm Josh from Hobson's Bay Libraries, and welcome to another spring school holiday activity. Now, today we're going to be making some art from recycled materials. These materials could be bits of rubbish, things you want to recycle, they can be big things, they can be little things. What I've done is I went for a walk over the last few days and collected some goodies. I didn't take anything from anyone's garden, I only took things off the nature strip, things that were already fallen off trees or plants, or things from your own garden, but make sure you get mum and dad's permission before you use any of the things from the garden. But you can do some really basic stuff. And as you might be able to hear, there's people doing some work in the background. They're actually building a house right near where I am. So we're not going to be doing something as elaborate as building a house, but what we are going to be doing is doing some recycled art. So here are some things that I've collected. So as you can see, these are some of the things I've collected. Some flowers and dried leaves, some sticks and grass, some bark, some gum nuts, bread ties, some flowers, some really nice polished river stones, some little tiny black stones, things that look like berries, some chip bark that's black and red, various flowers and little bits of plants that have fallen down, and some nice green leaves and stones as well. You can collect anything. All you need to do recycled art is some really basic things. You need some glue. You can use glue stick, either size, but I would recommend getting some craft glue. So some Elmer's glue that you might have used for school projects, and the one I'm going to use, kids PVA glue. And the best thing about them is they stick really well, and when they dry, they actually dry clear. So you don't see them, and your picture looks amazing, not having white globs everywhere. Also, we have a pair of scissors, and we have all the things that we want to stick down. So I will show you my page, and let's get started. So there's my piece of paper. The first thing I'm going to do is start off with making a little garden down in the corner. So I've got my glue ready, I've got my flowers, what I need to do is glue them this way and then flip them over. So I'm just putting glue on the bottom, there we go. So they should all stick nicely together, like a baby garden right there. Next thing I'm going to do is give them a bit of ground to sit on. So I have some red bark that I got from my garden. I'm going to put some glue on. Actually, I put the glue there. If I put the glue there, already on the paper, it's so much easier because you're going to be dealing with so many different shapes and sizes. If we put the glue there, we make sure it's touching glue, and there's a good chance it's going to stick right there. So there we go, there's my ground. I promise once I finish, I'll lift it up and you'll be able to see it a lot better. Then I'm going to make a little forest at the top. So again, this is going to be my ground. So I'm going to put a bit of glue right here, just a strip. Put my ground there. So I've got like a bit of a pine forest in the background. And how do I get a pine forest? By taking pine needles, those little guys. So I'm going to put a little bit more glue, some glue there. I think I've got 4 of them. So I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's better to put too much glue than not enough because they're going to stick better and it will dry anyway. So you won't actually see them once it's dry, which is the best part. So I've got a couple of trees, another little tree there. Another tree. So I know for you it looks upside down at the moment, but I will flip it when I get closer to the end. Another thing I want to do is I want to build my own flower. Now I don't want to pick flowers from trees if I can help it. I don't want to do anything like that, but I found an old peg that I have, as you can see, and it looks like a flower with 2 petals sticking out the side, even though it's metal. So I'm actually going to make a flower out of that. So what I'm going to do, a strip of glue, like this, and put my peg on it. There we go. Next thing I've saved is those things that tie the bread ties, obviously. So I'm going to make them my petals, or my flowers, I should say. So put a couple of a glob there, and a glob there. Super easy. So if you don't have something from nature, if you want to recycle some materials that you've had around the house that maybe you think you can use for art, instead of throwing in the bin, you can reuse them to make them into something amazing. That is a great idea too. So there's the petals for my flower. I am also going to do another little flower with the rest of the peg that I have. Let's put him next door. This little guy, he's a him peg. All right. Should sit there like that. And I have another flower to put on. So another little glob of glue, another bread tie, and there we go. There's part of my peg garden. Now I'm going to do a little bit more, but I might fast forward through this bit. So I'm going to do a before and after, and you'll see my finished garden. I will turn it around for you so you can have a look. So that's my garden so far. And that's my recycled nature art finish. Now, you don't have to create a garden or a forest or anything like I do. You can be as creative as you want. But have you seen, I've added a little cave in the middle. I've added a tree on a little mountain. I've added some little red flowers down the bottom with some river rocks. I did a little bark creation, and I've got a dead forest in the top right-hand corner, which would be pretty spooky to go at night. Thank you for joining me for another spring school holiday activity, and I hope to see you next time. Bye for now.